Nate Robinson. What was
What
that?
are you doing? What are you doing?
I grew up. The reason why I love the number 4 was because of you, Nate Robinson. You're number 4. The way you wore it, the slam dunk champion for 3 years. I adored the number 4. Now I can't stand the number 4 because that's the number that the referee said to you when you realized you couldn't get up. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I'm gonna lose this one.
Did you watch the fight? Did you pay for it?
I
Did you
watched.
it?
It just seemed like the brother was ready to go out there. And you ever see a kid at a birthday party with a piñata, and the mom puts the blindfold on them,
Yeah.
and they take that first swing, but it's like they swing on their grandma by accident sitting
Yeah.
down. That's what it was like.
What
You had all this built up. You had all this built up energy and pressure to go out there. Meanwhile, you were the one that called Jake Paul out. You called him out. You went out there and you swung. It just didn't seem coordinated for the type of athlete that you appear to be. You know, football, basketball. I'm not gonna make fun of him because I would never be the one to step into the ring like that and do that. But for someone who trained for it,
yeah, it did train for you.
Didn't seem as sharp. And you getting beat by Jake Paul, who looks like a more put together Wolverine with that beard.
Dude, he did it for the what a like a money grab. How great.
No, listen, boxing is a sport. It's very visceral. So get your money because
oh yeah, definitely get your money. But I'm talking about
your last time doing anything. So I'm not going to
the way that he fought in that fight didn't look like he looked like he didn't really train. He looked like he just did it for the money. Which hey, listen, I would do it for the money too, man. But I don't know. You were a professional basketball player, and you got rocked. You know,
I don't care. That has nothing to do with the athleticism. If you don't train, if you don't have a format that you know, the boxing is about physical skill, but it's also about analyzation. Yo, look at the reach. Look at the height difference. When you step here, you can step there because his body will be open, but his head's going to be protected. So you have an angle on him. It's about that. And it just looked like Nate Robinson took all that analysis and chucked it across the stadium.
It's like
he threw that like Baker Mayfield threw that Hail Mary the other night.
It's like one of those things when you're preparing for like a speech, and then you're there, you practice, and you go, I'm just gonna wing it. The
Paul brothers are.
They know.
Jake looks like a good boxer.
Yeah.
And so does Logan. They're fit. But Nate, I don't speculate why he needed money. Going back to the James Harden thing, I don't know what's going on in the individual's life, but just off of how you looked, damn.
I don't know. He might have got nervous. I don't know. All I'm saying is their ultimate trolls. Good for Jake Paul, man. He's got all that money now, and now he might fight Conor McGregor. Did you see what he did on Instagram?
It's not happening.
I know it's not happening.
Well, I'll say this. It is not happening with the taunting that Jake Paul is doing. I honestly believe if you want, he already put up the money. The money's already there. So like a lot of people say, oh, Conor fights for the money. But again, I'm not going to speculate on an individual's agenda because, you know, Conor said, oh, I'm retiring. He did that. He knocked Donald out with the shoulder. And then he said, I'm going to be with my family. Now he's fighting Dustin Poirier, I believe. So it may not be money. But the one thing that was necessary for Jake Paul to put up, he did. If you think you're going to out Conor, what Conor is best at, you're not. Calling his wife a 4, calling him an Irish C word.
Only following his wife on Instagram.
Throwing water balloons at his trainer. It's like a kid trying to nag you into hitting you. So it's like your brother trying to nag you into hitting you so he can call his mom. Say,
you can't give him what he wants. You can't give it.
It's not going to work with Conor. Conor, he's smart. That's why he's so good at the trash talking. He's smart. He's coordinated. He's calculated. Jake, what you're trying to do is you're swinging like Nate Robinson right now. You don't have a clear pathway as to what you're going to do. Just like the Joker said in Batman, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do with one if I caught one. Jake, if you get near this car, you might get run over by it.
How great would it be to watch him get rocked? How funny would it be? Jake get rocked. Not coming.
He doesn't have a level or a cap as to how far he's willing to take it. He's probably going to do it until Conor agrees or gets a response. But the way this brother is moving, he's going to have to do more than that. And I honestly think he's going to have to pull up on Conor wherever he is in Ireland or wherever, and he's going to have to stand outside of his house and like.
What if it turns into a street fight? That'd be cool if it turns into a street fight. You see it on live on Jake Paul's Instagram. Hey, yo, Instagram live about to fight Conor McGregor right here.
In order for Jake Paul to fight Conor McGregor, he's going to have to take a bottle of Proper 12, turn it into a Molotov cocktail, and chuck it into Conor's house and take his wife hostage and be like, if you want to fight me, if you want to get your wife back, and if you want me to put your house out on fire, you're gonna have to.
Did you ever watch the movie Southpaw? So Jake, this is like what's going on. It's like Jake would have to kill his wife to get Conor McGregor to fight.
Exactly. I don't think it's gonna work.
I
don't think it's gonna work.
Honestly, if it did happen, there's two things. One, boxing would be looked upon like celebrity boxing. It's the same exact thing. There's going to be no middle ground, no lines. But the second thing might be that maybe boxing comes back from. Maybe boxing becomes like a really like sport that everybody watches again. Because boxing is dope. Boxing is the most physical, the most demanding sport ever. You're fighting a dude. I mean, you're fighting a guy. You're fighting.
Boxing has not been popping since Floyd or Pacquiao. We had Deontay Wilder and we had Tyson Fury.
And even then, wasn't as popular as like when Mike Tyson and George Foreman.
Wilder blamed it on that Scooby-Doo ass uniform that he walked out with to fight Tyson. Yeah. And then we have Anthony Joshua. Tyson fights Anthony Joshua. Deontay, and that happens. What's going to happen? Because Tyson said he's not going to fight Deontay Wilder again. And those are the two. And the big brother, the big Mexican brother that was the surprise knockout on Anthony Joshua. I forget him. Besides that, nobody in boxing is caring about boxing.
Yeah.
You have the young guns who are on social media. Ryan Garcia and Shakur Stevenson, who had a great fight recently. They're popping social media wise. You have Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. And you have the greats that I talked about, Manny, who's over there in the Philippines trying to be a mayor or something like that.
Yeah.
Floyd. That's it. So now boxing is really going through its whole phase right now. This is that Kardashian phase where it's like anybody can roll up on it for the lights, camera, and action.
Yeah, I mean,
you had Mike and Roy. You had Logan and KSI. Now you're gonna have Jake and Conor. And also a flaw of Jake's thought process is you're challenging Conor to go in your territory to fight you. Conor already has an immense amount of respect because he went into the GOATs, the greatest fighter of all time. He went into his arena. He went into his sport to fight him, Floyd. He lost, but he still has a lot of respect for it. You think he's going to take offense from not fighting a YouTuber? He already reached the mountains, bro. So for him to go in with that aspect, you're not incentivizing Conor to fight you even more. He already did it. Now, if you said, yo, Conor, you're not going to fight me, UFC, I'm going to train, I'm going to get my body right 6 months, I'm going to come there, I'm going to beat you behind. Now, if you said that, that's different. But you're taunting him to come on your side of the fence. There's not enough incentive for me, bro. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's such like a joke. That's why it's so just a joke. Everything now, there's such a joke.
No, it makes sense, bro. You're inviting him to come into your own territory to fight you when you're the one that wants to fight. Yeah, I bet you won't come over here. I bet you won't come into my house and open the door when I have the keys.
And leave the back door open so I don't know if you.
Yeah, exactly. That makes sense.
Oh man, so you don't think it's gonna happen?
The money is there. I don't know what Conor. I don't know how he's feeling. I don't think the taunting is not going to work. The money is already put up. If it does work, that's why it's going to work. Because 50 million, do what you got to do, take care of the kid, or if you want to get back into boxing, whatever. The taunting is just not. It's not going to work. You're going to have to do some extreme stuff, like legal. And we all know how Jake Paul likes to get in trouble with the police and the feds.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna have to get investigated by the CIA.
But how cool
Conor for you to fight you.
Would it be if they fought and like the first round, first punch down?
Who?
Conor McGregor beats.
That's what would be expected. But if Conor goes down, it's gonna be like, oh, Jake is the real deal. This and that.
It'd be over.
Showmanship. He put up the money. He's a talker, and he basically just beats you at your own game if that happens. But if you don't allow him to do that, then there's no credibility taken from your name, and you're just chilling.
Yeah,
you go off, you fight Dustin Poirier, and you have a good life.
There's no winning. There's really no winning for McGregor. If he beats him, he obviously beat him. If you lose, what?
50 million. 50 million says, listen, when I step into that ring, all the judgment of why I'm in that ring goes away. Oh, Conor, you didn't have to do that. That wasn't professional courtesy. Why did you step into the 50 million? Okay. Yeah. You got it.
Right.
So all that goes away. The money's there. It makes it understandable. And if you're willing to step in the ring, get your money. 50 million, you putting your life on the line, go ahead, get your money. I'm not judging you. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do.
Final thought here. Do you think Logan will ever win a fight?
Logan won against KSI, right?
No, he lost. He hasn't won a fight yet.
Oh, Logan lost that fight?
Yeah, Logan lost the fight. Well, the first one was like a tie, and then the second one was he got his ass. He got beat. He's like he's 2-1 or something. Let me check.
Oh, I swore he won that. I didn't pay attention to it, but I thought he won the fight.
No, he definitely lost. Fight record. All right. Total fights. He lost 1, tied 1. He sucks.
Who did he lose against then?
He lost against KSI. Remember, he fought KSI.
Who did he tie against?
Tied against KSI.
He fought him twice?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, he fought him twice. Remember, the first one was a tie. And then the second one, yeah. Well, I mean, he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. I forgot about that. He's fighting him in February. I completely forgot about that. How is that not a bigger story than the Logan Paul thing?
This is what I liken to when a rapper comes out of the hood. I'm not sure if any of our listeners are rap fans, but Benny the Butcher comes out of Buffalo, where my good friend Michael Scott is from. Shout out Michael Anthony Scott, Moxie approved. He comes from the inner city of Buffalo, which is rough. One of the roughest hoods that you can come out of. I think top 10 in homicides in the nation. Benny the Butcher comes out of Buffalo as a rapper. He makes it with Griselda, and he has a saying that he says, I've already won. I've gotten out of the space that I was in, dire conditions, and now I'm here now. I'm just in a position where I don't have to look over my shoulder. Well, he just has to look over his shoulder. He got shot in Houston. But he doesn't have to worry about where his next meal is coming from. He doesn't have to do criminal activities. He doesn't have to struggle. This is the Paul brothers.
Yeah.
They came from making vines with King Batch and whatnot in Hollywood, making videos. They made money on YouTube. And now they're infiltrating an area that they have no business being in. I don't know the history of boxing in their family or what have you, but they have no history of being in with their prior record. Now I'm Logan Paul, 1 loss, 1 tie. I'm just a personality, and now I'm fighting the best boxer ever. I've already won.
Yeah, no matter what, if anybody says, oh, they're trolls, oh, they're this, they are arguably one of the best entertainers. Because this is such entertainment.
It doesn't matter. He's already won. He's extra won because Floyd is not a powerhouse hitter. He's just gonna dodge you. Yeah. You may get a little stung up, but he's not gonna knock you out. Which makes me kind of have a little bit more respect for Jake, because as a striker, I wouldn't know who's harder at striking, whether it's a Conor or a Jake. But Jake said, "You come box me." He didn't say, "I come UFC you."